14, MLDCO says, my 10-year-old wants to know if Satan was defeated. Why is there still evil on the planet? I couldn't think of a good way to answer her. Help. All right, so think of it this way. Imagine if your kid's on a playground and they're playing a game, and the game has like monsters and then there's kids that are like enslaved to the monsters, and the monsters are control. I mean, so this is for your kid. Okay, this is an analogy for your daughter, and the monsters are controlling your kid. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the woman at the well. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much. Just pause. That whole question, I said the woman at the well. I meant the woman caught in adultery in John 8. That's what I was talking about, the woman caught in adultery, not the woman at the well. Forgive me, you guys. I'm so sorry. I just bred a ton of confusion. That's unfortunate. It's the passage of the woman caught in adultery, and the writing in the ground and all that. I just misspoke. At any rate, so here's the analogy. You're at a playground and your kids, you're playing a bunch of games, and some of the kids, they're monsters, and other ones, they're just kids who need to be saved, right? They're enslaved to the monsters. These kids did bad things, and the bad things made them enslaved to the monsters. And so now they have to do what all the monsters say. And there's like a chief monster, and the chief monster, he's the one who runs all the monsters, and he kind of controls all the people that are enslaved, all these other kids, and he's controlling them and making their lives miserable. And it was all because of the bad decisions these kids made. You know, they cheated and lied and stole and stuff. But now they're all enslaved to this monster. And then, you know, this one hero shows up, and he's not really a kid, but he shows up and he looks like a kid, and he takes on the form of a kid, and he's never done anything wrong. He doesn't belong there. He shouldn't be punished for anything these other kids have done, but he decides to take all the punishment for all the bad things those other kids did, right? This represents Jesus. And this kid goes and he just lives perfectly, and he demonstrates to these other kids this better way to live, this holy way to live. And then the big baddie monster, who's like Satan, he kills this kid. And that kid dies. But what the bad monster didn't know is that the kid died as a way of getting victory for all the kids who've been enslaved. And after he dies, forgive this weird little analogy, inside the playground, there's like this bubble that comes out, this like glowing light that comes out from where he died. And he comes back up and he's alive again, and he's standing there. And if you'll come and stand in the bubble, then the monster can't get you. The monster can't, and he doesn't enslave you anymore. As long as you stand in the bubble, then the victory that this kid has becomes your victory too. So all the kids that get in the bubble, they're safe and they're saved from the attacks and the control and the slavery of the monsters in the playground. So why is there still bad things happening in the playground? Because not everybody's inside. Because that hasn't happened yet. Because there's a time coming when this kid who rose from the dead, who represents Jesus taking on our form and dying for us and rising, there's a time coming when he's going to go and he's going to destroy that bad monster, and he's going to take over the whole playground. But he's waiting and waiting because he wants more kids to voluntarily just come and be part of the bubble, you know, and put their faith in Jesus. So the bottom line is this: Jesus defeated Satan so that whoever believes in Jesus, they will be protected from the control of Satan in their life. But they're still in a fallen world. And Jesus is waiting and waiting for more people to get saved. He doesn't want bad things to happen in this world, but he wants more people to come to Jesus. And so if he came right now and he put an end to all the evil of the world, then your friends might not get saved. Your family who doesn't know Jesus, they would never get saved because they don't have any more time. So while he's waiting and adding more time for people to get saved, more bad stuff goes on in the world, but more people are getting saved every day. There's a time coming where all the bad stuff will end. And that's just seems to be how God has planned it out. So put your trust in Christ, rest in him, and know that even when bad stuff happens to you now because God's waiting for more people to get saved, you're not under the control of Satan. You're not a slave to sin anymore. So you're saved from that, and you'll be saved from everything else too in a future time.